close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. Karl Smith here from the UK Hypnosis Academy, and welcome to our 7:30s Friday. This is a Q&A with the Hypnotist. So I hope you're all gearing up for the weekend. Mind you, I don't really have weekends anymore. I just have what I'm doing wherever I am and just take what time I need. So the joys of being your own boss. But yeah. So yeah, tonight's Q&A. And don't forget, ladies and gents, we will be having a competition halfway through it for a special prize tonight. For those people last week, congratulations. There was 2 of you last week that won a mentoring time with me. And don't forget, guys, this is a membership site. So all I can say is thanks very much for those people that are in green that are joining us. And thanks very much for your support for the channel as well. Helps things go along. Obviously, it's 7:30 at night. I could be doing other things like, I don't know, whining and dining or something like that. But yeah, good. So get your questions fired up. Any questions, really? And on that note, how did we get on last night? How did we enjoy the oncology with Gary Coles? How did we get on? And did anyone contact him, by the way? Let's start doing this while I just ask that question. Briandon, you're always first. James, hope you're well. Simon, hope you're well. Subliminals for you. Max, hope you're well. Janet, hope you're well. Simon Manley, hope you're well. David McHugh, Mario, hello there. How are you? Eddie, Aritnat Nunna. Don't forget, guys, get your questions ready if you've got anything to go. Levi, hope you're well. Hope you're fine. So yeah, so it's Q&A night, folks. Just start firing the questions in. Anything about hypnosis and hypnotherapy tips, hints, whether it be about technique, it could be about click funnels, it could be about whatever you like. Yeah, I was wondering that then, Simon. I was like, that what's he doing on Facebook tonight? Maybe you're stalking me from 2 channels, I don't know. But yeah, Peter Cripps, hey, good evening. Sheila, hope you're well, hope you're fine. In Tirana, good old Tirana. So I hope you're well. So guys, if you've got any questions for me, please fire them in. I mean, we could just talk about business, you can talk about what you want. Eddie posted a link. All right. Influency. Hello. Hope you're well. Hope you're fine. So yeah. So how did we get on with Gary last night? Did you enjoy that with Gary? Yeah, there was, Eddie. There was an enormous amount of information there. There was more than I actually thought. Normally, when I'm interviewing people, I like to go, right, we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and then we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. And why did you do this? And last night, it was just a case of just pull the pin and let him just go. And that was fun, really. So there was an enormous amount of information there. And a lot that I didn't realize that Gary got up to as well. Hi, John. Okay. Yeah, well, that's a fair one. That's a fair one. Maybe that's something you could maybe have a conversation with him about. Maybe he's open. He's open to this stuff. He's fairly open. Eddie says there was a lot to take in. Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, yeah, fire any questions in. We've got a whole hour before the weekend kicks off. Okie dokie. When making our videos, Carl, should I start them like the professionals do instead of just going in there willy-billy? Have a pattern of people to see. Right. So here's a good one for you. So when I'm doing mine, what do I always do? Every single night, I do the same thing over and over and over again. And what we do then is we just go about that, right? So first off, hello, good morning, whatever it is. Hello there, folks. How are you? How are you getting on? My name is Karl Smith from the UK Hypnosis Academy. And tonight we're going to be talking about, and at the very end of your video, so it is, it is literally, you know, a welcome. who I am, where I'm from, and what we're going to achieve during this video. That's the only things that you really need to do. At the end of the video, you do the same. So thanks very much for watching my video on anxiety tonight. My name is Karl Smith from the UK Hypnosis Academy. Take care. It's as simple as that. As simple as that. Simple as that. Tell me who you are, where you're from, and what we're talking about. They're the three things that I normally keep to. Keep it simple, keep it stupid. All right. Keep it simple, keep it stupid. Simple as. Hello there. My name's Karl Smith from the UK Hypnosis Academy. And tonight we are going to be talking about question and answers with a hypnotist. Does that answer your question? Very simple. Gregory, how does hypnosis work? Like, how does one person gain control of another person's mind? Well, first off, hypnosis is about nothing more than pure imagination and focus. That's all it is. Pure imagination and focus. As for mind control, load of psychobabble bullshit. That's a load of rubbish. The person would not normally do what they wouldn't necessarily do what they wouldn't do in hypnosis. So when you see people going up on stage, if you wanted them to quack like a chicken, because that's the oldest one in the book, isn't it? Then they would probably do that. They would probably do that with a couple of ales in them as well. There's no such thing as the hypnotist does not gain control. There is enough filters in there to stop people doing it. I remember working with Pikey once. He was in the military, and Matty Pike, if anyone knows him, he's been on my course, loads of courses, an absolute cracking subject, brilliant subject. Goes on stage, does absolutely funny things, brilliant, absolutely hilarious, right? But he was in the army at the time, and somebody said to him, and you'll just imagine now, and they had all the Bob Marley music playing in the background, and somebody said, "Oh, you're smoking a joint," because he was staunch military. I didn't, you don't. Most people don't. They didn't touch drugs, and because of CDT testing, he was at it all night. Michael Flatley, soon as somebody said about the drugs, he went, "No, get it away from me, get it away from me, get it away from me." And it was really interesting for me to watch, and it was a very, very key thing for me to watch, where people, you do not as a hypnotist do the mind control. Well, I do not teach that shit. I do not go anywhere near that, and people proclaim it. Mine's all about open stuff, opening up the imagination, drawing that focus, opening up the imagination, and let them deal with what they need to deal with. Can you get people to stick their hands to it? Yes, but it's only a belief. All right, it's as simple as that. So I hope that answers your question. Cheers, Eddie. When I work with stop smoking clients, I'm always looking to them to get emotional before the actual formal hypnosis, for want of a better word. I have a lot of them cry. Would you say this is wrong? No. Look, at the end of the day, what you're dealing with is a human being with emotions. I've had a client in this office today, and I was just talking to Dave. Dave had his mentoring session with me today. I was just talking to Dave, and he was in here for nearly, I don't normally do this, but the guy was here for nearly 90 minutes, nearly for an hour. And the reaction that we got was completely and utterly one of the most adverse ones that I've ever seen in my career. It was just like I pulled the pin and he just let go. There was lots of like convulsing, shaking, screaming, and all of that. And if you are watching, by the way, you know who you are, brilliant. But on the same token, was it emotional? Yeah. Is it wrong to make? Is he a human being that's never experienced that? No. But on the same token, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. If people release emotions, and a lot of people call them ab reactions, most of you will know that I do not call them ab reactions, because, and I'll tell you for why. Ab reactions came in the early 19th century, right? When it was wrong for somebody to show emotion. It is not abnormal to show a reaction, in my personal opinion. I just call them reactions. So if somebody has a reaction in my session, brilliant. All right. Let me just come back to Gregory. I apologize. No, you didn't, buddy. No, it takes a lot more than that. I did not intend to. Just wanted to know about the subject. No, buddy, it's just the way I deliver. It's just the way I deliver it. And if you felt that I was coming over a little bit too hard, join in more here, because that's where we are. Honestly, buddy, it's a brilliant question, and I love it. And thanks very much for your question. Cheers, bub. Lindsay. Okay, really, really, really bloody good question. Okay, do I specialize in one area? I've always maintained, Lindsay, and anyone else out there, that if you work from a point of passion prior to profit, then you will succeed. The thing is that why lots of therapists um, fail in my experience, the reason that they do with other schools, and there is one in England that just churns people out at a rate that's unbelievable, that they throw them out in 20s and 30s each week, and it's devastating to see, because these poor bastards want to come do something, but they're not given the fundamental basis. They're taught shit scripts and all that type of stuff. But the one thing that is they're not taught about passion. They're not taught about coming into it. When I first came into this, I came into it because somebody helped me with post-trauma. When I went to this shit course, when I went to this script writing course, so what they did is they dismissed hypnosis and post-trauma. The trainer said hypnosis and post-trauma do not mix. You should never mix them. You should only just stay with little anxieties and stuff like that, Carl. And I went, well, just to point something out, I came into this via post-trauma. The reason I'm here is because of post-trauma. No, you didn't. Yeah, fucking did. But I wanted to go into this because of post-trauma, because it was a passion of mine. Most of you know I cannot stand fucking weight loss. I can't stand weight loss. Some of you may love it. Brilliant. Brilliant. Tell me and I'll send you my clients. And I'll tell you for why, because it's not a passion for me. So when we talk about specialization, I talk about ask yourself the question. Ask yourself a really valid question, a personal question. Don't write it in the box. Don't write it in the box, but ask yourself, each of you, why did you come into this profession? If it was anger, depression, post-trauma, postnatal depression, it was alcoholism, drug addiction, whatever it was, I think that you would be, I personally think that if you was to become an ambassador in that first, your passion and the way that you would, and you've come out of it through hypnosis, I think that that would be the best way to start. And that's where you get most of your clients. So you specialize in one, but you still make sure that you do all the others. You can do the others anyway. Yeah. Just go on there. All right. So just do that. Hope that answers the question. If you come from a point of passion, then that's where you should specialize. You know, for me, I eat, breathe shit post-trauma. I love it. I absolutely love it. People tell me they're diagnosed with post-trauma. Bring it on. Because that's just the way I am. I enjoy doing it. I really thoroughly enjoy doing post-trauma. But you put a weight loss client in front of me and, oh my God, I'm like, is this session finished? And you've got to make sure that you're not course chasing. Lots of people go course chasing. If you're looking for the next course to do, don't go, oh, because everybody's doing it, I'm going to run over into the corner and go do it. Go, no, I want to go do a course that will help me help others with the situation I have, because you bring so much personal experience about it. So much. All right. So much information on there. All right. Hope that answers the question. Greg, what do you mean by focus and imagination in one context? Okay. So all I want somebody to do is focus. That's all I want them to do. So at the moment, I've got you focused on my voice. That's all you're doing. The next phase is if I get you to close your eyes now, just close it and just imagine something. Just imagine being somewhere now. That is the imagination. So I've got the focus. I've got your attention. I am fascinating you. If I fascinate somebody long enough, I have hypnosis. It's as simple as that. All right. So you fascinate, you focus somebody, fascination and focus, you fascinate them and then get them to use their imagination. And then that's when it starts to unravel. I hope that answers the question. Let me know if it doesn't. Our reactions do not exist for those tists who believe in them. Pray they show up. Yeah. Do you think putting an actual session on YouTube, it will help you'll get your clients? Absolutely. You guys are here because you lot have been watching me. Did you enjoy the session that I did here the other day with the stop smoking? It's a simple question. Because if you did and you watched it, not because of voyeurism, but because you were so intrigued in what was going on, think of your potential clients that want to see. When people phone me up, I had a young fella today, he may well be on here today. I had a young fella call me up today. If you're on there, Leighton Buzzard, a young guy from wanted to do that today. And basically I just sent him to my YouTube channel. He had this and this. Go to my YouTube channel or watch me tonight. That's exactly what I said. It's an immense way to do it. And the easiest way to get started with that is to probably ask a couple of people you know, right? There's nothing wrong with that. You know, I don't mind. I've got somebody coming in next week. We're doing a live session next Thursday, I believe it is. I've got somebody coming in, and I'm going to do it here. I haven't got a bloody clue. I'm going to run dry on this one because I do not know what it is. All right. Good. Yeah, the lemon video normally does that. Fixate and mesmerize. Smith. Yeah, that was my name at birth. Karl Smith. Oh, now I get you. How are you, Karl Smith? I'm very fine. Thank you very much. Fixate and mesmerize. Sorry. I mentioned on the course that I wanted to help people with depression. It turned into a joke. Despite this, I feel this is my passion. Yet you have to go with your passion and not the bullshit and the limited beliefs of your trainer. I'm very much with my lot, and anyone who's ever been on my course, they all know that I will push their boundaries. I want them to do stuff. You know, for instance, if you look at Hypnotates, Tates, Hypnotates. I hope I don't mind. Anyway, it's an open story. They lost their beloved son. He took his own life. You know, a very young pup, and they've now set out to support parents within that field. Are they support themselves at the same time? Absolutely. But are they there with experienced parents who have to experience that? What a beautiful. They're a lovely couple. I love them dearly. And the key thing is that they're now doing that. The Hypnotates, they call themselves the Hypnotates. They're up in Carlisle in England, and they're just doing it, and it's absolutely brilliant. And you know, it's a great way of doing it. All right, so yeah, you've got to go where your heart is, my personal opinion. Good. Thanks, Fixate. I came in to help my wife and her eating disorder mental health charity. However, I discovered that I don't really enjoy working in that area. But as someone who stopped smoking recently, I found that I love working with stop smoking, and I find it easier just because I can bring it on the journey. Absolutely. But right. So let's just get this into perspective. You were doing this because of your wife, right? It wasn't your passion. You love, yes. You care, yes, but it wasn't you. Does that make sense? So you've actually just said what I've said. What you've done is you went in to do that, but most therapists do this. They go off trundling off doing that, and then all of a sudden they go, no, and they naturally get gravitated. They're getting pulled back on there. All right. So yeah, that's so important that you do that, right? That if you came in to do something for somebody else, that you gravitate back to what you want to be, to who you want to be. That's one of the fun things. And when a trainer says, no, you can't do that, then guess what? Oh, Jules has turned up at last. Jules, are you in are you using it? Oh, you're using Facebook. Sorry. Yeah, that's why I couldn't understand it then. So, guys, don't forget, if you are in the black, don't forget this is a membership site. Only just it's $4.99, $8.99, or $90 a month. You're more than welcome to join us. And guess what? You get loads of behind the scenes videos and stuff like that. So, if you want to join, by the way, don't forget it is Friday and it's competition night tonight. Jules, I did get your email. Give me a bell in the morning. And then go from there, really. So, yeah, Jules, if you can bell me in the morning. Don't forget, those people that are in the green, you can enter the competition tonight. I've got a tricky one for you tonight, actually. Any thoughts on intuition? I believe it's all intuition. I believe that I work from the gut. Now, all depends, really. Some people from a spiritual background may say intuition is about the stars aligning and everything like that. I believe that I just work with a human in front of me. I don't want to dispel and say any shit like that. But the thing is that the key thing is that I work from the gut, and I think like that when I'm working with a session. 1 minute I'll be over there, next minute over here. Some people say to me, "How many times do you do an emotional detox, Karl?" I'm like, I might do a whole session just doing one. I might do it 4 times. I might do it 7 times. I don't know. But each time I go in, I know that I fractionate each time to go in deeper. But the point being is that I never know where a session is going to end up. My gut leads me to it, where I'm going to go next, where I'm going to go there. Most people see me only doing about 5 or 6 things in my session. I could sit there and ream off God knows how much. I really could. I could ream off most techniques that you want me to. But the thing is that I found that keeping it very simple works, right? But I tend to just work my gut. I don't tend to really go outside the scope of it. And it's not because I don't know, because I think that I have done a lot of training, that I just like staying where I am. Yeah, 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 yeah. I think you're absolutely right, Andy. Eddie. Yeah. Okay. I'm not reading these, by the way. So anyone could say, Carl, you got to take your kit off and all that type of stuff. I couldn't tell you. Carl, you say the problem is never the problem. So I, like you, don't really care what the presenting problem is. Absolutely. I work with the person, not the problem. Absolutely. And I don't need to know the issue. Absolutely. And this is what a lot of training people won't teach. What they teach is they teach people to chase the label, not the person. They teach them to chase a label, but not the human being that sat there, or the human, I should say. They teach them to chase a label, not the human. So the way that I do my teaching, and the way that I hope it comes across to you guys as well, is that I work with a human first, worry about the label second. Now, saying that, if it is contraindicated, which I'm going to do a lesson on next week about, we're going to talk about contraindications next week, is that if it's a contraindicated narcolepsy, drug psychosis, alcohol psychosis, schizophrenia, severe bipolar, personality disorders, all of that type of stuff, and there is an inner flare in my schizophrenia, if there is an inner flare and it goes no, like that, that's when I go back to the doctor. Like I said to you, I had a really tragic set of events happen to me last November. I would never, ever want anyone to go through that. That's why we teach about the contraindications. So our students don't go willy-nilly into a job, but they literally go, oh, right. Carl said work with a human, but if this flags up, you work with a GP. That's the only reason we put the contraindications into our training, because they are, that's vitally important. And that was put together by a doctor. And the doctor who we work with agrees with us at the same time, very lovely man. Reminds me, actually, I've got to call him. Let me just do this. I'm trying to brainstorm on some content to put on my channel. What would be a good idea? I'm a hypnotist and a mentalist, by the way. Right, fixate. Okay, this conversation came up earlier in our group, and if you were one of the members, by the way, you would get our background. By the way, if you're a member on here at $4.99, $8.99, or $90 a month, you get access to our Facebook group. This came up earlier, right? I will answer it for you. I want you to get a sheet of paper and write 1 to 10. 1 being who you are and a little bit about you. 5 minutes. The next 9, I want you to write out 9 subjects that you can talk comfortably about for the next 5 minutes. Maybe how to spoon bending, the power of spoon bending. I've done loads of mentalism courses, by the way, but how to maybe deliver from the bottom of the pack, or cut a pack, and whatever. Or in Eddie's case, get paddles out and sit there and play with those. But no, about what is hypnosis, what is mentalism, and stuff like that. What is hypnosis useful for? What's mentalism good for? Those type of things there. And anyone who's listened to me that's a hypnotherapist, you just write out 9 subjects that you could work comfortably with. Maybe just go learn EFT and teach EFT. What a shocker that is. Yeah. So just do that. Just do that. 10 good ones that you could sit there and talk about. All right. Correct. Contraindicates does not get past my. Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, it's about the reason that I teach talk to the human. Work with a human and work with that person first. Worry about the labels last. However, the caveat to that is that they have them contraindications in their head. If that comes up, bang. And coming back to what Eddie said, if my gut goes, there's something a little bit more going on here, I'll be doing that. Gregory Buttocks. Gregory. Here we go. As a hypnotist, what is your view on the meaning of reality? If everything around us is our perception of our mind, do you think that we can walk reality? Oh, mate, that's a big can of arse worms, isn't it? I think reality is all perceptual. And I know you said that in there, but I do. Can we warp reality through our mind? Yeah, I would say you can. Eddie, best tricks ever. They are, Eddie. They still stay with me now. Where's the next question? As a hypnotist, John Hudson. I'm trying to do as many as I can, guys. This is Friday, don't forget. Oh, wrong one. I can only find one. You missed two of my questions. You only have exist because I chose to. Yeah. You're gonna have to dig that question out for me, buddy. Any more questions? I think at the end of the day, when we go down the reality side of things, I think you are opening up a big can of ass worms, and it's a personal perception. It's a personal thing, isn't it? It's a personal perception thing. You could sit there all night, and I just think it's all about perceptions, and you know, and as Anthony Jackman once said, reality is plastic, which is a good book, by the way. If you haven't got that, reality is plastic. In fact, I'm going to see if I can get Ant on one night. Good. Any more questions? Get the new revision book. Yeah, cool. Is there a parallel between what you said about focus and imagination and the law of manifestation? If you believe in that, no, I don't think I don't think, Gregory. I think they're two separate entities. If we're looking at it like this, I firmly believe that hypnosis is very simple. It's just pure focus and imagination. That's all we're doing. We're going down that route there. Law of manifestation is more of a self-hypnosis thing, to be honest. If you repeat it or ask for it, then it'll happen. That type of thing. Emil Kueism. It's a Kueism in some way. If you believe in law of manifestation, Sheila, just to let you know, as you're a member, if you go into the back end of YouTube, into the members area only, and look for the video with Cheryl Ellman the other day, it was posted on Sunday with Cheryl Ellman, as in Dave Ellman's daughter-in-law, then you'll see the video there. The video's there. Joanna Goulding's work's all there. It's called Sleep Talk. Oh, have we got any good speakers coming up? Well, I have got a list. I would like to get Anthony Jack on here. I would like to get Freddie Jack on here. I would like to get Marco Peratt on here, Rick Collingwood on here, Melissa Tears, as in from New York, Melissa Tears. I would like to get who else was it I had on lined up? We've had Richard Barker on already. Ken Guzzo, who's over in the States, does a lot with smoking cessation. Scott Sandland, who is with the Hypnothoughts Live. They've all been emailed and asked. Next week is Paul Gibson, and he's a dermo nurse. He was a dermatology nurse, and he's going to be coming on talking about the uses of hypnosis. And it's going to be a bit similar to what it was last night, actually, with Gary. He's going to be offering his expertise as being a dermo nurse for, I think it was 12 years. I think he was a dermatology nurse. And he's going to be talking about the uses of hypnosis and skin issues and stuff like that. He's got lots of research and lots of things like that he'll talk about if he answers his phone. I have contacted him. He said he's going to do next week, just in case, just pinning him down. Hi, Vic. Yeah, I think we're going to, not Andy Austin. We're not going to get Andy on. I don't believe he would want to. But we probably will get somebody who does do that. Kaz Riley's been asked. Yeah, so Kaz Riley's been asked, and she's one that's lined up as well. Hi, Patrick. Good evening, Jackie. Yeah. But yeah, I will look at that, Vic. But I just think that some people just, I will speak to probably somebody else to come deliver that. No, it's nothing against Andy, by the way. It's just a case of, I just think it's just a time thing. Yeah, Kaz Wiley's been asked already, and stuff like that. N. Can hypnosis work for OCD? Work with a human first, then the label. If you work with a human first, then it should have a knock-on effect with the label. You know, at the end of the day, that's something to consider. All right. I never look at the label. I always look at the person first. So yes, it has got. Have I worked with people with OCD before, or, you know, obsessive compulsive type stuff? Yes, and it has worked. It's varying actually, but yes, I have had results with it. So I hope that answers your question. Eric, if anyone wants to discuss the law of attraction and hypnosis, simply ask that on the support Facebook page. I can talk all day on this long. Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Thanks very much. I think, yeah, because it's like I just said, Eric, that was a big ask question that Gregory just asked. And thanks very much for them questions, Gregory. You know, and they are. But on the same token, I'm trying to get as many people in as on there. Mike Mandel's already been asked as well. David Schneider, I will do. Mike Mandel's been asked. I actually got to speak to Mike actually this week. Yeah, so Mike. In fact, why is Mike not on the board anyway? Mike. So yeah, and I can get Mike on them. What I will do is I'll bring Chris on as well. So I'll get Chris Thompson as well another week. So yeah, we can just load up all week long, just talking and doing stuff and things like that. And yeah, where are we? What do you do with a client who likes to talk about their problem over and over again? It's difficult to shut people up when they love to dwell on their problem. They're not at threshold. They are not at threshold yet. They're quite happy. That's part of their identity, isn't it? It's their identity. That's the way you got to look at it. If you look at that Maslow hierarchy of hierarchy of needs, and then you look for it and go through it that way, identity. If they've got that as an identity, and oh, I suffer with, and oh, I have, and I've had this for years, and oh, it's part of what they are. And until they're prepared to go, I don't want this anymore, then guess what? They're not at threshold, and they're not your client. They shouldn't be. Time to go away and do it until they come back and they're done. Ooh, good question, John. Would you take on a client if they're in another therapy treatment? I have many a time. And I feel that the reason that people reach out to me is because if they go, well, I've got another 6 sessions booked in with this therapist, I'll tell them, no, go away, go do that first, tidy that up. But I normally find people at the end of their tether and going, I've been doing therapy for the past 8 months and nothing's happened. Can you do something? Then that's when I'll intervene, because I think most people know what my opinion is about some of the modalities and stuff that are going on out there at the moment. You know, at the end of the day, I don't think I think, you know, counseling has a time and a place, but booking people in for 12 sessions just to talk around a problem, not the real problem, really bugbear me, because being a hypnotist, it's nothing about ego. It's nothing about that. It's about working with thousands of people that tells me that I work with the human first. And I think that the only purest direct way of doing it is either mesmerism or hypnosis. And that's the other thing as well. I didn't mention that a minute ago. Marco Peratt and Rick Collingwood, I've sent messages to them. So yeah. What's my thoughts on David Schneider and Marcel Klein? I can't say I know Marcel Klein. David Schneider, I've had many a drink leaning up against a bar in Las Vegas with him. So I know David. I've known David for about 10 years. Personally known David. I can see how important it is for a person to be at the threshold. Absolutely. There's no point dealing with somebody who's not ready to change themselves. Yeah, absolutely. I'll let the audience answer that one. Why do you think? Why are no hypnotists speaking up about the role of hypnotic techniques? And well, actually, I did a TV show the other day, and I actually brought this up. They were asking about hypnosis and about persuasion and stuff like that, and it's all hypnosis. I just think that if you sit there shouting about it too long, then people will just ignore you anyway. I think we've been talking about this for years. I think if you go back, to even with George Esterbrook's and all that type of stuff, if you go back even before that, about doing that, it's all NLP and hypnosis. What do you do? What do you do? You just keep saying, oh, this is all hypnosis, because the amount of people that shout about it don't really happen. It's all hypnosis. Anything that's suggestion. It's like this week with Portugal coming off as well. In England, everyone's gone on holiday to Portugal, waited for them to all get to Portugal, then brought it off the list and said you can't go. It's just another scaremongering tactic. I just don't get it. But is it all controlled and coercive? Probably. I don't know what the biggest one is. Easy. I mean, that's very easy to say, isn't it? But go in public and just and I'm not going to bring that one up. Is that it's very easy. It's very easy to say that, and that leads me on to this next comment. I just see this is that Jesus was a pioneer NLP practitioner. Absolutely, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. He was Jesus. If you believe in that, which I don't, I believe that a man called Jesus of Nazareth lived, but do I believe the story that came with it? No. But if Jesus was a real person, I firmly believe that he was nothing more than a hypnotist, that entity there. I'm sorry if that upsets people, but that's my own personal opinion. That is a very, very, very good point. That was just mass hypnosis. That was mass hypnosis after the First World War, when he started kicking into touch, and in the 30s when he started to really fire things up in politics. It was nothing more than just hypnosis, on mass hypnosis. I tend to feel I'm going to get some shit emails over this tomorrow. David McHugh, the Trump phenomena is a public hypnosis, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a fair one. Mario, NLP is more or less hypnosis. They're both the same. When you think about it, the only difference between NLP and hypnosis in its purest form is just belief. Focus and imagination, in my opinion, right? Focus and imagination. NLP are the use of the modalities within that. So all you're doing is amplifying the state. All hypnosis does is amplify a state. So amplifies imagination. So if you start doing a timeline therapy, then it merely amplifies that. All right. So it doesn't matter what it is, like modalities, it merely amplifies that belief. NLP can be used on its own, but they're all focus and imagination. When you think about it, they're all the same. I get people go, oh, I'm an NLP practitioner, I want to learn hypnosis. And I'm sitting there going, no, you just need to know a little bit more, because you just need to know how to amplify that state. That's it. There's nothing, you don't have to be certified to talk about it. Maybe go to your local newspaper. Maybe go to your local TV station and do it. Yeah, you don't have to be certified to do that. Just go find a local newspaper and tell them. There you go. Good. Any more questions? Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, it's what your perception is on hypnosis as well. That's the way I look at this. It's about the way it's delivered, isn't it? That's all it is. That's all it is. Looking at YouTube hits. Your Stop Smoking video has over 4.5k hits. What normally happen in 2 days and growing? Yeah, all depends really, and that comes down to the SEO title. That comes down to the title, the search engine optimization title. And like I've said to you before, guys, don't forget, if you are starting out on YouTube, get 2 tools. Well, one's called Tube Buddy, tube as in YouTube Buddy, and the other one's called VidIQ, VidIQ. TubeBuddy and vidIQ are really, really powerful tools to make sure that your YouTube videos are optimized and hashtagged and screen cards, end cards, put into playlists and stuff like that. So if you go to most of my videos, you'll find that you won't scamper off to another channel. It will keep you in my channel. That's called a playlist. And if you go look in there now, like that, and then going about there, yeah. So what you do is you just you go look at my channel, you'll see the playlist, and it's easier. It's so much easier, and I just find the best ones to go do the videos for and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, it's a great way of doing it. vidIQ or or Tube Buddy, right? They're the two ones that I would strongly recommend that you do it. Jesus often said, "Do you believe?" Yep, if you believe in that. Right. Can you expand on Kinetic Shift? I'm thinking about doing the course. Okay, Kinetic Shift is nothing new. Let me just point that out, right? Because a lot of people saying, oh, it's another new fucking technique. It's not another new technique. It's been around for about 9 years, 8-9 years. I just tweaked it. It's the 7 phases. There's the 7 phases of it. There's working with modalities. There's eye movement. There's a little bit of energy work, spiritualism, whatever you want to call it in there. See, I put the techniques in there because I found out they work. And what then happens is that then you put your belief system around it. I couldn't give a shit whether you think it's just a load of mumbo jumbo or it's proper unicorn stroking or energy or fairies, right? I don't care, right? The point being is I'm showing you something you adapt. So it's 7 stages. There's bilateral stimulation type techniques in there. There's modality work. There's the identify, locate, and shift phase. There's the we've got confusion. So basically, if you were starting out in hypnosis today, the Kinetic Shift course would give you everything that you need to get by your first lots of clients. It would teach you everything from the hypnosis cycle, how to get hypnosis, how to get inductions done in quick and fast, very simply, and then how to use a set of techniques to your advantage in a session. And none of them are new. It's the application that is different. None of them are new. However, and plus as well, if you go into Kinetic Shift and you buy Kinetic Shift, which is let me just tell you now, they've still got it going. If you scan that QR code up there, by the way, if you scan that QR code and then type in, or just write down, let me just do this. If you go there and then put in that code that's down here, Mastermind 100, you get £100 off Kinetic Shift and the big bundle. All right. So if that helps. Yeah, it does save a lot of that. David, I think you bought, did you? I think you bought it tonight. Just say the sound is great tonight. Have you changed something? I moved the gain up tonight. I've really moved that. And plus, I'm right up against the microphone. The microphone is just here. So it's just underneath me this time. So yeah, it's about tweaking. What I needed to do is get the studio set up. It's like the cameras are set up over there. If I had this one on. As well, I'm just for those who didn't know, last night I just set up the studio yesterday. So if I do that, I can come over to here, I can go over to there, and then I can go over to there, so like that. So yeah, it's quite nice, really. So I've got it set up. So the idea is that when I run a diploma, the reason I've got the studio set up like this and the sound being as what I want it to be, the point being is that when I run a diploma, I can have one camera at the back of the room that captures everything. Then I've got one that's medium that can capture a bigger picture. So that would be, it would capture me like this, Eddie smacked bottom, and then the other camera would be a little bit further out. So I've got three lenses here, so like that. But the idea is that I'm using, for those who didn't know, I'm using Canon M50 cameras. Let me just come back onto that one. I'm using Canon M50 cameras, which have been voted one of the best live stream cameras. So if you are looking for a new camera, at around 700 UK, it's at 1400 Oz, about 750 American dollar. It's called a Canon M50 Mark II, and just needs a bit more tweaking on it. And they go into a mixer set. They go into a mixer set which is called an ATEM Mini Pro. ATEM Mini Pro, A10 Mini Pro, and they go into there, and that sorts out all my sound and everything like that. And then to make sure that the sound is quite equalized, I'm then going into what's called a Rode Procaster, which is a big lump of kit that's sat here at the moment. A minute. Let me see if I can do something while I'm on a do this. Let me just flick over to that. Right. Let me see what this looks like from here. Look at this. You can do all this type of stuff. Oh, there we go. Let me just move that. So there's the that's the Rode Procaster there. There's the A10 Mini Pro. So there's that there. Then I've got the Rode mic just there. Got my screen there. That's why people keep looking at me. So I've got 3 screens over there, so I can see what cameras are. And you've got the cameras in the back there. Yeah. So that little behind the scenes helps. But yeah, it's just to help me really it's really to help me when I'm on the diplomas, so I can get better quality on the sound and on the thing. So yeah, so the A10 Mini Pro, the Rode Procaster, and that. And by the way, if you are, always remember, I keep saying this, remember sound is vitally important. These little bits of kit, which I'm not using tonight, but I will be using on my diplomas, are these. So there's 2 of these. So if I have somebody up front, I can mic them up quickly. No cables, no nothing. Just literally, if you're looking for a good microphone, just remove this like that. This actually sits behind my shirt, so anything that you would see is a black clip, but they're really good. These are called Rode Pro. These are called Rode Goes. So anyone who's looking to invest in cameras or microphones, you're more than welcome to give me a shout, because I've spent a fair few £1,000s wasting my God knows money on them. And I've actually found a setup now that's really good. So yeah, so I hope that helps. But yeah, so that goes into a Rode condenser mic, and there's another mic over there as well as an NTG2, which is a Rode as well. Eddie, yes, the Rode, you just check on it, but yes, this is a Rode Go, wireless Go, and I've got the 2, so you can get the one. You can get the one. We can get 2 mics. I've got the one with the 2 mics in, because if I have somebody sat up the front with me, and then at least I can have a little thing with them, a little bit of a chat with them and stuff like that, and go about that way. And by the way, some people have asked about this bit of kit that I'm using. This is called StreamYard. All right, Ilts. Yes, there are courses. I'll put it up later on, but yes, there are spaces for if you want to join me on an editing course, if you want to learn how to make MP3s, make your own videos and edit them and then sell them or use them on YouTube, then I am running a course. And I will. Yes, it can. Yes, it can, Eddie. I'm running a course and the details are in the community, but I will repost them tonight. So anyone who's interested, so you haven't got to chase around, I am running a course in June, and it's going to be about working with me. And this studio will be set up. So I'm going to show you how I do it and how I work. All right. So so you could use it with Zoom. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Carl, could I use a Rode lapel mic on its own for Zoom, or in the session do I need more? You would have to. It's a 3.5mm jack. Look, this is how spotty I am, isn't it? So you could use a lapel mic that goes into your Mac or laptop or your computer. Just make sure that when you go into the Zoom settings that you put it should flash up. Like I'm not going to do it now, but when I come in to do this, what I do is I have to make certain adjustments. So if you go into Zoom and click on the microphone button, it will give you what they are, right? What's available to use. And it should flash up if you've got a battery powered lapel mic or of that, it will tell you which one to use. You can use it as a microphone and your speakers as well. So like last night, I've got we were getting feedback on Richard Barker's, so I use AirPods. I will be using AirPods in future. about that. All right. So yes, you can use all of those. Click on the microphone and the video of what, if you're on Zoom. So like Eddie, if Eddie was using Mevo and he's got that connected to his Mac or a computer, it will flash up of using a Mevo camera in Zoom or on StreamYard. If you've got a microphone like a Rode 2 or a lapel mic or a condenser mic or a Omni mic over there, all of those mics, then it will flash up. You have to press on the little microphone and the little camera, and they should flash up, and then just do a test one. What I tend to tell people to do is set up your own Facebook group with only you in it. I'm not going to show it. I'm not going to show it on video, but I have got my own Facebook group that I go live into prior to sessions or prior to anything. If I haven't used, if this has been off like for a couple of days, I will then go in and test it to make sure that this is working, and plus leaving the mute button on, little things like that. So yeah, it's on Zoom. Just click on the microphone, it should flash up which one it is. If you're using another camera, click on the camera and it should flash up which it is there. Do a little test run, it should come up. Like me at the moment, I'm using StreamYard. For all the time, for the 2 months we were doing this, I was using my MacBook Pro. I was using this one here. Actually, when I spun that camera around then, I'm using the one that's just above it, set above the eye line, so I still look like I'm looking at you. Else I shall have all that information ready for you about half an hour after this session. I will put it in the community section of the YouTube channel. Off the top of my head, I haven't got the details. I didn't really think, oops, I'm not really even pushing that one. Okie dokie. Oh my God, where's the hour gone tonight? So I asked earlier about belief of clients. How come some don't do tests and some do? Lighting arm balloons, I never test, even if there's definitely hypnosis to rub the any. So I asked earlier about beliefs in clients. How come some don't do tests and some do tests, even though they are definitely in hypnosis? It rubs their ego, if it helps. You know, we've all been there. We all need that confidence booster when we all first start and all that type of stuff. If I had a client here the other day and they said, oh, I don't think I was hypnotized, so I glued them into the chair just here. I said, get up. And she went, I can't get up. I went, why can't you? And she went, you hypnotized me. I went, yeah, there you go. I said, but now you take control and stand up. And she took control and just stood back up. Simple as. So yeah, just play around with it. Guys, you got any more questions? Okay. You ready for the question? Friday night question. First one in green. If you're in green, tonight is the Kinetic Shift course. You get the Kinetic Shift course from me. So I know we mixed it up. We've had mentoring sessions over the past couple of weeks. A couple of people haven't contacted me yet. So here's one for you. And this one's going to rattle your little brains. In what was the date of Franz Anton Mesmer's death? Off you go. And it gives me enough time to do this. Right. So what was the date of Franz Anton Mesmer's passing? If you're a smart ass, get out where he's buried as well. Yeah, gluing people to the chair. Yeah, it's you know, at the end of the day, it's just one of those things, really. But you know, when people come to me, they know they're going to get a bit of fun. If you know, if you were seeing somebody and they're going, yes, and they're all serious and up their own arse and wearing a, you know, I don't know, a dicky bow and sitting there talking and nodding their head like a daft ass dog. Oh, hang on a minute, I've got to get this right. Right. Vic Patterson was the first one, but I am going to have to say that Hypno Christina Hibbert actually got the whole lot right. You are absolutely right, Vic, but it wasn't the whole date. Deb, you didn't win because you're not a member, darling. You're not a member. You have to be in green. Don't forget, people, you have to be in green to do that. Yeah, he is. He's in Mearsburg as well. There you go. All right. So, Christina, if you could contact me after this. There was another tactical reason. Well, the thing is as well is you've already got, I'll tell you one thing, Vic, you've already got tonight as well. You were right. You were the first, but you didn't complete it. But there's no point in me giving you tonight's prize because you've already got it. So, Christina, if you would like to contact me directly after this or tomorrow morning, please do that. And I shall send you over a link for you to go get that. So congratulate, Deb. Where is it? A minute, let's do this. Deb's was first. Debs, you're not flashed up as a member. I ain't got my phone on me. If you look at it at the present moment in time, you are in black. Anyway, deal with that in a minute. Thanks so much. Who played Franz Anton's? Oh, it was. Oh, what's his bloody name? I can see him in Hogwarts, mate. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. Oh, God, my brain's fritzed. Right, Vic. Yeah, Christina. Who put that there a minute ago? What about me? Did I miss anyone? I don't want to make a pig's ear of it. Right. Christina Hibbert was the first one. Debs, it doesn't, you're not green on here, darling. Just to let you know. I don't know if you can see that. I can. Alan, yeah, you're right. It'll come to me in a minute. Don't do it to me. Deb's call me tomorrow. Yeah, she's a shifter. Good. What about me, Stephen? What did you write, Stephen? In Meersburg? I'm just making sure I haven't made a boo-boo here. Debs was first, but she didn't flash up. Deb's call me tomorrow. Vic Patterson. He'll Hypno. Yeah. So, Stephen, He'll Hypno was about 3.5 seconds before you. You have to wait till next week. Debs, if I've made a mistake, it's because you're not in green on here. I don't know why. Anyway, guys, you got any more questions? Deb's call me tomorrow. Christina, give me an email or something later on. You've come via that. You come via Facebook. That's why it's not come up green. Yeah, Rickman. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alan Rickman. Of course it is. Yeah, but we're going straight through to Stephen. You're best off going via YouTube, my friend. All right. Skywiz, hello. Yeah, that's why Robbie Coltrane. Do you think Hypnotist knows how deep? Do you think Hypnotist knows how deep is a thought wave? No, I don't. Yes, Stephen. Right, guys, here's a top tip, right? In future, watch this via, I'm actually going to be narrowing down this week, so this will stop this as well. At the present moment in time, I'm streaming to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages. As of next week, I'm only going to be streaming to 1, 2, 3. All right, so that will capture that, and it will not be going into our group, into the Facebook groups, because it will stop this problem. So, Stephen, next time, my friend. Yeah, what it's done is it's not come up. It's not come up. There you go. Yeah. So now, Stephen, it's come up with you green on YouTube, but in Facebook, it didn't have it. You were behind Debs anyway. If you look on the list, where is it? If you go up, sorry, in Christina. If you look at Christina, and Deb's done the same thing. She's come from Facebook. I'll have to make that a clear thing in future, won't I? Because I didn't realize that till tonight. So, guys, look, I'm going to love you and leave you. Deb's call me tomorrow. Stephen, give me a bell tomorrow. Stephen, give me a bell tomorrow. I'll sort you out with something. So well done tonight for everybody. Thanks very much for participating. Like I said, next Friday I might have to kibosh, and it's not my fault, believe it or not. StreamYard are having an outage. on next Friday. So I will update you during the week. So next week, we've got Paul Gibson with dermatology. We've got who was a dermatologist nurse. He was a dermatology nurse. He's on next week. We've got a session on Thursday. I might have another interview on Monday, and plus as well, we've got the Q&A as well. So we're going about that. All right, folks. So there's that. I will, after tonight, because we've realized there was a little bit of a things up, thumbs up to all of you. Guys, what I was going to say is that I will put a thing in before I do it next time on a competition, because I didn't realize Facebook's obviously coming through later than everybody else. So I will make it that you've got to be on YouTube. I'm going to narrow it down anyway, but these things happen, and I will try and make it up to everybody as much as I can. Guys, you know, at the end of the day, I want you to all have a cracking weekend. Thanks very much for tonight. It's always great fun to do these Q&As, and I hope I've answered enough questions. Probably on my 3 weeks out. Tonight I'm wearing the Super Ocean. I don't know if you get that, but yeah, it's called a Super Ocean, that one. It's the Eco one with the Eco strap on it. Yeah, guys, don't forget to like it, like. And for those of you people who don't know what I'm on about the Breitling thing, I collect Breitling watches, and every week Simon says, is it Breitling? Is the answer to the question Breitling? So I didn't want anyone to think I was being an arsehole just then. It's not. My vice in life is watches. Simple as. All right. So, guys, focus on my voice. Guys, thanks very much as well. Have a great weekend. Don't forget, go out there, practice. When you finish practicing, practice some more. Just keep doing it and keep doing it. Hope I've answered enough questions tonight. You can stick corned beef right where the sun don't shine. And on that note, thanks very much, folks. My name's Karl Smith from the UK Hypnosis Academy. Have a great weekend. See you Monday, 7:30 in here, and we will have more laughs, jokes, and learning as we go along. All the best, my friends. Have a cracking weekend. Be safe out there, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.